Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So, another tyrannical state is letting its extremist freak flag fly. You guys may have heard, maybe not. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis just signed into law one of his most hypocritical bills yet. This bill was pushed through by the Republican majority legislature. It basically bans children, all children essentially, under the age of 14 at least, from having social media accounts. Kids who are 14 and 15 can have accounts, but only if their parents give them permission. And then children 16 and older are allowed just free reign. They can do whatever they want. They initially wanted it to be 16 and under. Kids would be banned from social media. So the failed, humiliated presidential candidate is so proud of this legislation, he held a signing ceremony. DeSatan said, quote, "One thing that strikes me as someone with a background as a prosecutor, you look at young kids, there's dangers, predators out there. Now with social media, you can have a kid in the house safe, seemingly, and you can have predators that can get in there right into your own home and manipulate them." So Florida House Speaker Paul Renner also talked about this bill, and he said that it addresses, quote, "the addictive features that keep people on for hours, a personalized algorithm curating content for children, encouraging them to stay on for a few more hours a day, nudging them in a very dark direction. The lights and hearts that give you a dopamine hit, a drug hit to the brain." So Renner, a Republican of course, also said they're concerned about children uploading personal information on websites. But this new law now requires people to show proof of age in order to create a social media account. And according to the Orlando Sentinel, critics of this bill are calling this age verification ID requirement vague and confusing. And then an industry group called Net Choice said that this is a bad policy because of, quote, "the data collection on Floridians by online services it will in effect require. This will put their private data at risk of breach." Here's the thing. I don't have an issue with protecting children. I think we should protect children. And I do think they're at risk being online. But that is something that each individual parent should be allowed to decide. Republicans are supposedly the party of free will, freedom of speech, liberty, right? Isn't that what they're always barking about? They're always griping about their freedoms being taken away. But then they go past something like this. And you want to talk about getting addicted to things? Okay, let's talk about all the sugar in foods. Let's talk about the high fructose corn syrup, which is so dangerous, which is made from genetically modified corn, which is not only addictive because it gives you an even greater sugar rush than sugar itself, but it makes you hungrier after you consume it, which leads to overeating, which leads to obesity. Don't trust me, go Google it. There are plenty of studies out there about this. There was just a study that came out over the weekend, I think it was, talking about how the more processed food you eat, the more likely you are to develop cancer. So is Florida then going to tell parents what they can and can't feed their children? Are they going to say you can't go above X amount of grams of sugar a day, or your food can't, your children can't be fed high fructose corn syrup? I mean, I think that would be awesome for myriad reasons, but there is that freedom issue, right? There is that personal liberty issue. And correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Florida the birthplace of Moms for Liberty? How is it liberty for moms when you're telling other moms what their children can and can't do. This is just an extension of Florida's BS book bans. And it encourages lazy parenting, right? I mean, the Florida government is essentially saying, we don't want parents to have to do their jobs, so we'll do it for them. We're going to go full nanny state, so Florida parents don't have to be plugged in and they don't have to keep an eye on their own children. But, you know, what irks me the most is just this blatant hypocrisy. These people will throw literal tantrums in stores over being asked to wear a mask at the height of a global pandemic because personal freedom, right? Yet, no, they won't allow parents to make decisions about their own children. And they'll bitch and moan about medical kidnappings, which are very real, which I 100% disagree with as well. But then they do this. I mean, they just talk out of both sides of their mouth. They have to make up their mind. Do you believe in personal choices, personal freedom, and liberty, or do you not? It's that simple. I do. And there's things that people are going to do with that freedom that I don't agree with, but I don't think I have a right to tell them that they can or can't do it. So once again, Florida, spelled with a D-U-H at the end. Ah, Margaritaville, Margaritaville. What are we going to do with you? All right, I will let you know if I hear any more, but yeah, expect a lot of lawsuits to come out of this. I will keep you posted. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.